All those things that you associate with pleasure, with pain, with hurt are all concepts that we have been indoctrinated into. Remove those concepts and then show me where is pleasure and where is pain. Then there is just life. Just life, simple, total and joyful. Pleasure and pain here are in the context of happiness and sadness. They are in the context of celebration and suffering. They are in the context of good and bad. So you are saying, when I feel hunger, how is hunger a concept? When my fingers get burnt in fire, then I feel pain. How is pain a concept? No. Pain is not a concept. Hunger too is not a concept. Pain is felt by the body. Please understand. Have you seen how instantaneous the body's reaction to pain is? The moment the fingers get burnt, the body knows what to do. Or does the body ask Parmeshwari what to do? Please. Your fingers get burnt, Parmeshwari, and the body knows what to do. So the body does what it should. The body is a self-contained and self-sufficient mechanism designed with the objective of self-preservation. This system knows how to self-preserve. It also knows how to self-proliferate. Self-preservation and self-proliferation are the two objectives of the design of this body. And the body knows that. The body knows that. Now, when these objectives are defeated, the body calls that situation as pain. When these objectives are furthered, the body calls that situation as pleasure. Look into pleasure and pain. Go deeply into them and you will find that all instances of pleasure are somehow happenings that help you stay alive bodily. And all instances of pain threaten your bodily existence. Is that not so? So there is something wrong somewhere in the body which you cannot even know of. The head starts paining. You get a headache. Because the headache would be noticeable to the conscious part of the brain. The headache would come as a conscious happening to the brain, and the brain would be then forced to respond to the headache. The brain would be then forced to take care of the body. Pain and pleasure are bodily. They are of the body, and note Parmeshwari, to the body. Pain and pleasure are of the body and to the body. They are not to Parmeshwari. So what does Parmeshwari have to do with pain and pleasure? Nothing. When there is pain, the body knows what to do. And when there is pleasure, the body knows what to do. Are you getting it? What is the concept then? You are saying that, Acharyaji, you said all these things are concepts. The body cannot have concepts. The body is not so literate. The body is a beast. Beasts do not live in concepts. Who has a concept then? You, the one you call as Parmeshwari, has concepts. You are the primal tendency Parmeshwari to associate with the body. Who is Parmeshwari? Old, timeless tendency to associate with the body and treat the bodily happenings as its own. So if there is pain to the body, Parmeshwari says, oh, I am in pain. And if there is pleasure to the tongue, Parmeshwari says, I am so happy. If the shoulder gets hurt, Parmeshwari says, I am hurt. That's the definition of Parmeshwari. The very, very old tendency to consider the body as itself. And this is a concept. It is a concept because it can be removed. One can get rid of this concept. Mind you, you can never get rid of your property, but you can get rid of your concepts. The body's property is to get burnt when in fire. And it doesn't matter what kind of enlightenment you enter into, the body will get burnt when in fire. That will not change. But your association with bodily happenings can change. And that is a concept. That is being called a concept precisely because it can change. It can be dropped. Properties cannot be dropped. And if something can be dropped, surely it is not an essential property. It is merely a concept. Are you getting it? So, if a Buddha's body is threatened with burns, he would let the mind-body complex do what it must. In a condition where there is a risk of physical elimination, the brain knows what to do. Does not the brain have intellect? What else is the intellect for? Does not the brain have memories? Does not the brain have the capacity to analyze, arrange, organize, plan, find a way out? The brain knows all these things. So what would the Buddha do? He would just let the brain do what it must. What would the common man do? He would start crying, I am burning, I am burning. And would make his condition worse, pathetic, and would ultimately actually get burnt. That's the difference between the conceptless Buddha and the man who is carrying the concept that I am the body. In a burning house, Buddha would not say, I am burning. Buddha would let the expert take over. Who is the expert? The body-brain complex is the expert. And it takes over and it finds out a way. And if the body-brain complex cannot find out a way, surely the ego tendency never can. The ego tendency only knows attachment, foolish attachment. The ego tendency does not even have intellect, let alone intelligence. The ego tendency does not even have intellect. Forget about intelligence. Where does the intellect reside? In the brain. The brain has intellect. Ego has no intellect. And obviously ego has no intelligence. That's a far cry, not to talk of that. Ego only knows panic. Ego only knows foolishness. So, in a burning house, the common man would panic foolishly. And all kinds of thoughts would start coming to him. What would happen to my kids if I get burned down? Within 2 minutes, if help doesn't arrive, I'm gone. Do any of these thoughts help the body survive? No. We know the kind of foolishnesses man is capable of when in adverse situations. Panic kills more people than calamities. And who is panicking? Does the body ever panic? No, it's the I sense that panics. The Buddha is free of the I sense. The Buddha lets the body experience pleasure and pain and does not interfere. The Buddha lacks the concept that he must interfere in the matters of the body. He lets the body work. And when I say body, Parameshwari, I include the brain. So the Buddha does not interfere with the intellect. His intellect is free of I. So if he has thoughts, those thoughts are free of I. Buddha is not thoughtless. It's just that his thoughts are not burdened with I. He is not continuously thinking about himself. And what is the common man doing when he's thinking? He's always thinking about himself. That's the difference between living concept-free and living conceptually. When you live conceptually, then all the things related to the body become your own. If you eat, you say, this food will satisfy me. The Buddha knows that the food will indeed satisfy, but not you. The food would only satisfy the stomach. Fine. The food is great. The food will offer satisfaction, but only to the stomach. And what does the common man think? He thinks that by having great food, he will get a deep internal satisfaction. And that is why the common man is always frustrated, because that which he wants never comes. The Buddha is never frustrated because he does not meddle with others' affairs. To him, the body is an other. The body wants food, let the body have food. The brain wants to think, let the brain think. And what does the brain want to think of? That the intellect can decide. The brain does not need to think of me. My thoughts do not need to carry the I. So there can be thoughts about this and that. But there need not be any thoughts about I. Because the I of the Buddha is not in need of any nursing. The I of the Buddha is not threatened anymore. He does not have to continuously wonder about his safety, his progress, his accomplishment, his fulfillment. So he does not think about himself. The brain thinks, and the brain thinks of whatever it wants to think. The Buddha does not think. Which means thoughts are free of I. Are you getting it? Parameshwari. What is a concept then? The most fundamental concept is that you are in danger. That you are unfulfilled. That you are lonely and therefore you need company. The first company that you accord to yourself is that of the body. And that's how the child is born. Who is the child? The ego having assumed foolish company. That is called childbirth. The ego has chosen another useless partner. You celebrate it as childbirth. Now the ego will, throughout the life of the child, keep saying, it's me, it's me, it's me. The body is just a prakritic instrument. There is the hand, there are the eyes, there is the nose, there are the lungs, and there is the brain. A complete apparatus in itself. It does not even need the support or interference of the eye. But the eye is such a trespasser. It even likes to claim, I breathe, I sleep. I took birth. Seriously? You took birth? Even that was done by you? Then what were your mother and father and the doctors and 5 nurses doing? And upon being born, the 2 kg thing is saying, I took birth. It took 10 people to just get you out into the air. I took birth. And then he says, I died. As if dying is a verb. I died. It doesn't matter if the fellow has expired in coma. You still say, he died. He died. What did he have to do with the event of death? He was in coma. He died. That's the ego. It likes to attribute to itself that which is none of its business. And therefore it keeps suffering and keeps getting disappointed. It's a meddler, poking its nose everywhere. It has one concept. It is the concept. What is the concept? I need. And I need can be extended with any suitable word. I need association. I need fulfillment. I need this, I need that. Your fundamental concept, Parmeshwari, is that you need. Pleasure and pain are not concepts. They are states of the body. They are material states of the body. Just by examining a person's brain, you can tell whether he is in pleasure or not. Just by introducing some material dopamine into your body, you can be induced to experience pleasure. These are material states. Pleasure and pain are not concepts. They are material states. Happiness and sadness are concepts. Body feels pleasure, feels pain. Ego feels happy, feels sad. The ego in itself is a concept.